Come on, YouTube. You're live. There we go. Took you long enough. All right. Good morning, everyone. Name's Kabu. Today, I have decided to also be cute, and I have also decided to start a little bit early. As to why, that is because today I am once again timed. So there's a couple of things that I need to do today, and I just got notified not too long ago, minutes ago, as a matter of fact, that I may need to do something in like 2 hours and a half. It's supposed to be really close, but it might take some time to actually do it. So it's so that's just a little bit of a bother. So now I'm just doing everything fast, and I'm hoping that because today I'm going to be playing the not that this this then I'm gonna have that it's gonna be short. It says that it is 9 stages. I think it's 9 stages. It is indeed 9 stages. So I'm hoping it's gonna be much shorter than normal, and I'm gonna be able to finish it today so that I can follow up with starting the new arc tomorrow. But if that's not possible and I have to like cut it short, then it's no problem. I'll just finish it tomorrow, and I'll start the new chapter tomorrow as well, as I've done before. So the reason why I'm also like pausing on the Elysian Realm is because I'm not really like pausing on it. It's because for one, it was a busy weekend, so I didn't really have much time to actually play, except reading a couple of like the side stories because they're very easy to actually unlock. And because there was a little bit of issue with my friend just like trying to explain me things about the Elysian Realm, because he was trying. There was an attempt. I can at the very least say that. But there's like so much stuff that you actually just get exposed to while playing the Elysian Realm, according to him, that it's really tough to know where the spoilers lie. And that's a big deal. It's like when we were going through it, it's just like, have they actually mentioned this yet? Have I should I mention it? Should I just wait for later until they give like a hint of it or stuff like that? And that became the issue with Relation Realm and having like a little bit of like the explanation. Especially when I was asking about the tragedy of binding, which is supposed to be like this big event that happened in the previous era, where I think it feels like the tragedy of binding was the check that Honkai put on humanity, and of course, checkmate. I don't know if the Herrscher of Corruption was the checkmate for of the Honkai on humanity, or if it was just the Honkai at the end. Because it didn't seem like they from the information that they gave off throughout the story and on the manga, that there was like any chance of like going against the Honkai of the end or like finality, because they weren't even close to like defeating her. They what was it? It's like, was it 20% or only 20% of her Honkai power got dissipated, which she then recovered not long after that. What was it, 2 hours after that maybe? And then finality happened on Earth. And Kevin's blow also didn't do much, so it's just like they really didn't stand a chance against the last Herrscher. So yeah, it seems like they just, from the moment that the traitor bending happened, it's just like humanity lost. There's just like no way to recover from that, and losing all the Mantis soldiers. Maybe they have an army, they'd have like a chance against the last Herrscher, but they didn't. So yeah. In any case, that's why I have decided to put Elysian Realm on hold at the very least. Maybe I'm gonna try to play it at the end of the week, but there's like other issues that are starting to come up. Like for example, for a while I've been looking for like a job, well, a new job, because the one that I currently have, even though it gives me a lot of liberties with my time, it isn't exactly very profitable. And with that, I mean that I'm not able to actually do the things that I want to do with with the money that I have. Like I'm not able to upgrade my PC. I'm not able to like work on anything that might be like stream related. I'm not able to work on things for like the house, my room, things like that. It's just like it's not possible. So I need something that's a little bit more profitable. And that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for like interviews and stuff like that. And I'm gonna check out a place on Wednesday. So on Wednesday I'm not gonna stream, and I'm gonna check it out on like the early, and then after that it's just like gonna have to like think about the scheduling that I'm gonna have after I start working. Apparently this if that place works, then I'm gonna have a morning schedule for working, and which is gonna probably allow me to actually stream a bit on like the afternoon. But there's also the chance that I might have to like make streams much shorter. It's not gonna be like the usual 4 hours. Who knows? It might be like 3 hours, or especially because of the family thing that I mentioned before. Family comes back in the afternoon, and the internet, because my ISP is being very very lazy with putting whatchamacallit, is very very lazy with putting fiber around town. I still have copper, and they refuse to upgrade our internet until we have fiber. So yeah, it's a big problem. But enough talking. Let's get to some story. So we did finish chapter 25. It was a pain. I've already healed from the pain. I had pretty much like a complete week to heal from it. So I'm ready to get onto like a new arc and see what this is going to be about. Chapter's called Immortal Blades, which is not much of a hint as to what's going on. The experiment and the mission, Destiny. What's past is prologue. If anything, it is ominous. And a new Durandal. I do believe I have not played with this Durandal. I think I've only played... I know there's a couple of Durandal battles, and the only one that I played is the one that has the shield. And that has like the install on the ult. It birthed all creation. This much you should understand. I am the origin of all things. And I am the destroyer of all things. Another thing, it's just like everything's like breaking down for like my PC. It's like my mouse is clicking when it shouldn't, so I need a new mouse. My controller is also barely surviving. I need a new controller. My headset is also not in the best of states. So yeah, I want to get a lot of things. 6 a.m. The girl finished her warm-up and returned to her personal fitness training device. The device had been created nearly half a century prior, originally designed for astronauts. It included an air pressurization system that could simulate a low-gravity environment. Some years later, a Valkyrie at HQ pulled this aging but unusually durable device out of storage and began to use it in morning exercises. The Valkyrie's name was Ragna Lodbrok. She was one of the reasons the girls chose to become a Valkyrie. It's also a very new look for Durandal. It feels like more of like a casual clothes, even though it actually doesn't feel really casual. Because the design is very like, it's not a design that you normally use for an outing. I'll say that much. I like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Curious. Kicks and punches. Oops. Astral Flares, Void Star Anchor, Astral Flares, Void Star Anchor, Astral Harness. So it's 4 times ult. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's hold the button. That sound effect is definitely a classic. Astro Frost EX with Star Anchor EX Sadius Ballista. So it's just 3 times ult. Oh. Well. She has quite unique animation. So... Oh, I missed it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3. I see. So she's what would be normally some sort of like install Valkyrie. I install this, then I'm able to actually do an ult. And after I do the intel and start doing the ult, it changes the animation, does like a, and after she shoots the arrow with her body, that's pretty cool, by the way. You become the string, or like, what would be the word for it? Your body becomes the bow for the arrow you're about to shoot, something like that. Kitty. And after you use that, your install goes away, and then you need to get back the install state. Sumeru, capped off her morning exercise with some meditation. Three years earlier. Well, that's not even close to the time of the birth of anti-entropy. So it's not because that happened. It's not because of what happened in the anti-entropy visual novel. I mean, she hadn't even been born. Mm.
しかしそれでも少女の心の奥にはどうしても拭えない違和感があった。その違和感は少女の人生に関係しているが、彼女の人生そのものから来ているわけではない。実際彼女はよく知っている。すべてのバルキリーは舞台に入ったその瞬間からすでに今後の人生をどのように過ごすのかを決めているのだ。
Curious as well because young Durandal was very different from the current Durandal. She grew a lot.
美しい世界のために必死に戦う。血を流すことも厭わない。その事実に対し、少女は平然としていた。むしろ危険な場面で自身の力を示す感覚を気に入っていたとも言える。ただ、年齢とともに彼女はどうにもできないものも存在するのだと理解するに至った。どんな価値観があろうとも、人は複雑な運命の中で選択しなければならない。
That is indeed true.
言い換えれば、この世界に存在する互いに矛盾するあらゆる因果の中で責任を負うこと、義務を果たすことには順番というものがある。少女に関しては経験したすべてが最初からあの主教によって計画されたもののように感じるのだ。漁師の海での旅から先行者との偶然の出会いまで、そのすべてはあの主教の計画と命令から始まっている。
From her journey to the Sea of Quanta to her encounter with the pioneers, All of it was ordered by the overseer. Hmm. I mean, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be the Durandal visual novel. But the encounter with the pioneers, or with the person that before, when you only asked the pioneer, which is Sue, you'd be curious if Otto actually managed to plan it out. I mean, it seemed like he had a plan, because he mentioned when Durandal was inside of that like bubble universe that is supposed to be probably the one that he's currently in. I mean, she's currently in, um, which is Sumeru. That he only needed 1 more hour in order to take her out of it. So either he worked really fast, or he already had a plan to take her out in case things weren't looking good inside of that little bubble universe, or like that bit little. Would we call it bubble universe? No, not really. It's not big enough to be called a bubble universe. What'd you call it? Nothing.
彼はまるで
Just Sumeru.
マハーバーラタに登場するアルジュナのドラマチックな人生を作ったクリシュナのような存在だ。
Krishna guiding Arjuna in the Mahabharata. Sounds like a Middle Eastern myth or legend. And I really don't know about this. I have no information about this. I am lacking critical information.
自分はそんな運命を好ましいと思えるのだろうか。たとえアルジュナが誰もが知っているような英雄であっても、たとえ今までの人生に不満を感じた記憶がなかったとしても。
ビアンカ、ただいま。
Well, 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 look who's here. If I remember correctly, he had been missing. He had been MIA from the disaster of the Herrscher of Sentience when she wrote havoc inside the Schicksal Islands, and quote unquote, well, she did kill Otto, but she didn't truly kill Otto. A familiar yet unexpected voice shattered the silence of her meditation.
おはようございます、司教様。
Another new look?
おや、少しも驚いていないようだが。
Well, if we're talking about new looks, Otto's looking very different from usual. Especially the hair.
僕の登場にも
Looking
突然
good.
君を本名で呼んだことに対しても驚かないんだね。
I mean, not gonna lie, if I ever was to do some sort of like cosplay or stuff like that, I think I'd love to cosplay this. This looks so good. It also looks comfy. Well, maybe not comfy as in to just like walk around or like use it at home, but it looks like it might be nice to like use. Doesn't look like it would like bother you while you're like moving.
そういうことは重要ではないでしょう。話があるならストレートにお話しください、司教様。また新しい任務ですか？この間にあったことはきっと琥珀さんとリタから報告されていますよね。表向き、司教様はまだ行方不明になっていますが。
Yeah, I'm also really sure that he knew everything that was going on the recent events. Probably didn't miss a single thing.
そういうはっきりとした物言いを聞くと、まだデュランダルになっていない頃のビアンカを思い出してしまうよ。女性は大人になると変わるとよく言うけれど、君に関しては本当に幼い頃の面影もないんだね。
I understand that feeling very well. Durandal from the visual novel is a very different person.
中身が変わっていなければ十分ではありませんか？口数に関しても、ポーカーフェイスに関しても、何かに影響するようなものではありません。
理屈は間違っていないよ。でも、孫にも衣装という言葉もあるじゃないか。 今日服を着替えたかのように、次の仕事に向けて君には気分転換が必要だ。なぜなら、デュランダルという名にふさわしい使命を果たす機会がやってきたんだから。
へえ。
準備しておいてくれ。30分後、世界の泡を虚数の木に接続する探索実験を行うぞ。
ほう。
司教は意味慎重な笑みを見せると、軽快な足取りでその場を去った。顔色一つ変えずに、誰もが驚くような情報を口にする。それは自由奔放な彼が好む伝え方だ。12歳の頃から背負ってきたあの運命と一生を共にする。少女はそう思ってきた。何せ漁師の海の中にある世界の泡を虚数の木に戻すだなんて行為は決してたやすい話ではないからだ。
I mean, yeah, the idea was supposed to be impossible at the time. And how long ago was that? She said that she was 12, and I have absolutely no idea how old she is currently.
世界は虚数の木に芽生え、繁栄し、朝礼し、そして最後は漁師の海に沈み、消滅する。それが自然現象である。3年前、事態は最初の転機を迎えた。司教は虚数の木に関する自身の研究成果を少女とその副官に教えた。司教が言うには、少女たちの私的な目標は彼の最終計画があれば達成できるそうだ。そして2年前、今日と少しだけ似ている秋の日、司教に協力した少女は第2の神の鍵を手に入れ、関連する実験の中で全文明の合社計画実行者に出会った。
Man, every time that I keep thinking about things that happen in the manga, I always think that it's such a recent thing, but it's not even close. 3 years ago was the Otto talked about things about the imaginary tree, his research on it, to Durandal, and this is probably Rita, or is it Amber? This is probably, I have no idea. And 2 years ago, or a year after that, this happened, which is the manga where Durandal takes a vacation in London, and they get the second divine key, and then soon after that, I'm gonna guess it, during that experiment, it also said insistent that the second divine key, during that experiment, they encountered a Project Valuka enforcer from the previous era, which is when they meet the pioneer, which is Su.
そこから司教の最終計画も急速に走り始めた。しかし、どうであれ。
So now I'm curious, does this mean that throughout this 2 years, he had been making multiple attempts with the second divine key? Like he didn't just start when they took Kiana over to what was it, Australia, Africa? I can't remember what place it is, but it's one with A. And she did the whole thing where she just closed the whole of the second divine key with her lances and gave inspiration to Otto.
事態の発展が今日のように早く突如やってくるものだなんて少女は思いもしなかった。漁師の海での旅は少女にとってはまるで昨日の出来事のようである。シェイクスピア船長、ミゲルおじいさん、ジミー、それからユニークでおかしな人たち。今でも彼らはあの世界で元気にしているのだろうか。シュレーディンガー博士とシグレキラ先輩、彼女たちはまだ漁師の海のどこかでさすらっているのだろうか。それにあのお茶目なデュランダルこそがマナだと語っていた聖剣。 数奇な運命を持つ人工的に作られた世界の泡。それを虚数の木に接続することができれば、少女は彼らを本当の意味で救える。
I feel like I've seen a lot of like Shigure Kira recently. Like she shows up a lot in the secondary like media of the game. The manga, the second eruption manga, she shows up and we don't see her again. Then she shows up again in whatchamacallit, in the Durandal visual novel as a very interesting character, let's say. And this is like probably the first time that we actually heard about her inside the game. And somewhere else that I actually heard about her was not too long ago. Somebody made like a list of like the deaths that happened in Honkai Gakuen, and she showed up quite a bit. She did not have a happy ending. Let's just say that. In none of the worlds that or the eras, as they are called in Honkai Gakuen as well.
もしかしたら崩壊に立ち向かう人類のためにかつてない退路を探し出すことすらできるかもしれない。
I mean, at one point, according to like the list that I read, Shigure Kira became a Herrscher or a pseudo Herrscher in Honkai Gakuen in the first era or the first part of the story.
ここ数年間、一生にも及ぶ年月が必要になるかもしれない目標を少女は心の中に隠してきた。まさか運命を決める時がこんなにも早く突如やってくれたなんて。彼女は考えすらしなかった。
And I'm guessing that it's better for it to actually happen sooner rather than later, because we already went all the way up to the 10th Herrscher, the Herrscher of Dominance. So that means that there should be only 2 Herrschers left before the Herrscher of the end.
主教の言うことは間違っていなかった。今この瞬間、大事な仕事を迎えるにあたって、確かに気分転換が必要であったから。
Give me a second. Gotta check something real quick. Right. When the girl entered the S-rank Valkyrie Command Center, a familiar figure had already arrived.
デュランダル様。もう大主教様に会われたのですね。
The other person that was part of the mission, to go to that world in the Sea of Quanta.
ええ、本当に突然でしたね。あの方は急に勝手にいなくなったかと思えば、また勝手に戻ってきて、その上世界の泡を虚数の木に接続する探索実験を行うとは。
Seriously, imagine having a boss like this, where one day you're just like doing experiments, having a nice time, then he brings almost the end of the world, where he's talking about that it's fine, that he has a plan for it, and then suddenly there's news that he actually died, but apparently, but you all think that he actually disappeared because it's too tough to actually kill this man, and then he shows up with a new look and says, I have found the answer to all the questions, please come with me.
どれも実感の湧かないことばかりですね。
Yep. It really does seem really hard to believe.
しかし、それこそがいつもの大主教様ではありませんか。大主教様は、この世界をチェスボードのように捉えています。あの方からすれば、ご自身を含めたあらゆる人とことは所詮、 単なる駒に過ぎません。そうなると唯一意味を持つものは結果のみとなるのでしょう。
I mean, he has to live for such a long time, 500 years.
結局あの方にとって家庭の価値というものはもしかしたら遠い昔に消えてしまったのかもしれません。リタ、今日の話し方はなんだかシェイクスピア船長、いいえ、シュレーディンガー博士みたいですね。その哲学的な表現が多かったので。あら、そうでしたか。申し訳ありません、デュランダル様。任務のことを考えているうちに知らず知らず緊張してしまっていたようです。
I could never believe her when she says that she's nervous. She doesn't seem nervous at all. Even the way that she speaks.
緊張するなんてごく普通の感情ではありませんか。
But I guess it is very important for both of them.
今回の任務はもう一つの空間で生きる数千数万の人たちに関わるものなのですから。例を挙げると、山奥にある村は繁華な都会と一緒にすることはできないかもしれませんが、その村にはその村なりの過去、現在、未来があります。
So basically she's trying to say both are important.
衰えていく運命を変える可能性が今私たちのすぐそばにあるのかもしれないのです。緊張。
Oops.
デュランダル様の口数が急に多くなったのそれが原因なのでしょうか。
Returning to the Durandal that was in that world in the Sea of Quanta. Durandal recalled the way that she was several years ago. Back then she was irritable, rather short in stature, and extremely talkative. I do miss that Durandal though. This Durandal is like nice, her being like very responsible, and she does seem like somebody that would be in command of like a squad that is like the Valkyries, and I do believe she has her own like squad. But it kind of feels bad to just like not have that talkative Durandal that could even just fight with anyone at any point in time. The girl seemed to be a completely different person than the Durandal of today, indeed.
リタ、私どうしました、デュランダル様。いいえ、何でもありません。
The girl started to speak and hesitated. If it had been several years earlier, she would have openly talked to Rita about how her personality had changed. But that girl was long gone.
ビアンカ様、もし今回の任務が順調に終わりましたら、その時は半休をいただいて、ドライブにでも行きませんか？
A drive? Who's driving? Can Rita drive? I'm guessing that she can. She's supposed to be like qualified in a lot of things. She's supposed to be like the main character, so I'm guessing that she's proficient in a lot of things. But I wouldn't be surprised if Durandal is also like the driver.
仕事に支障がなければ問題ありませんが。ではドライブの場所は本部からはそう遠くないナポリにしましょうか。
Going for a drive. Naples? The girl suddenly remembered that on their adventure 5 years earlier, Rita had suggested something similar.
機会がありましたら深夜のナポリをドライブしながらご案内いたしましょう。
5 years ago. Was that during the visual novel? I really don't remember this.
そうしましょう。もし司教様の実験で本当に世界の泡の人たちを助けることができたら、その時はベスビオ山のふもとで車を走らせましょう。
Vesuvius.
フルスピードで。
Did you really have to add that though? Please drive safely. The girl smiled and agreed that it was an unusual suggestion for an Ezran Valkyrie to make. Half an hour later, she excelled floating aisles. Special purpose lab for the second divine key, Cosmic Juggernaut.
ああ、みんな時間を守ってくれたようだね。デュランダル、リタ、長光、琥珀。僕のいない間、本部を守ってくれてご苦労だった。
恐縮です、大主教様。私たちはすべきことをしたまでです。ええ、彼女たちの言う通りだわ。それとオットーさん。
A new person shows up in the game, Nagamitsu.
その公演、もっと長くしてもいいわよ。第二の神の鍵の空間動力システムの起動まで、あと5分もかかるから。
時間を守ってくれなかったのは機械だけのようだね。では、この5分間を利用して今回の実験の流れをもう一度説明させてもらおう。
Hi, Luz. What's up, Strom? How's it going on your day, or like the end of the day once again, since it is nighttime?
みんなも理解していると思うが、僕たちのいる4次元空間は平坦で広々としているように見える。だが、より高い宇宙次元には人類の感覚では想像しがたい複雑な構造も存在する。
Is it time for science? I think it is time for science.
全文明の人類はそれらを2つの言葉で称した。量子の海、それから虚数の木と。量子の海のあらゆるものは時間の推移とともに変化し、最終的には混沌の中で解体される。
Chaos.
虚数の木にある世界はそうはならないが、その多くは崩壊という試練を受けることになる。それは時間という概念において二者の間に本質的な違いがあるからだ。しかしそれらは今日気にするべきものではない。
The concept of time in each realm is fundamentally different. I wonder what this means.
今日の実験はある技術の検証を目的としている。僕たちは量子の海の中にある世界の泡を虚数の木に接続し、消滅する運命の変更を試みる。第二の神の鍵を十分に研究し、ヨルムンガンドの技術支援も得た。そんな今だからこそ、天命はこの技術を掌握しなければならない。そうすれば、そう遠くはない未来で、君たちは世界の運命を。
空間動力システムコード部完了。オットーさん、いつでも実験を開始できるわよ。
It seems that you have been talking for too long, Otto.
おや、簡潔に話さないといけなくなったね。とにかく今回の実験対象はデュランダルの体内にある特殊な世界の泡だ。僕たちは量子の海から出発し、虚数空間への通路を見つけ出す。そしてそれを虚数の木に接続するんだ。そのためデュランダル、君は第二の神の鍵で作った高次元空間の入り口に入らなければならない。
はい。
今回はアップグレードした空間新鮮機関装置ゲニウスプラスを用意した。
An upgraded Genius, and here's why it's upgraded. It has a plus next to its name. Very D&D. Oh no, in D&D they use numbers.
複雑な空間環境の中で君との通信を維持する。
承知しました。
Eleanor, you met Himalayan War in some Vtuber site. Really? By any chance was it also Honkai?
今回の実験は非常に重要だ。そのため
with the fact that I've completed a lot of like the story for the game, I've also checked out a couple of VTubers, mostly on the Japanese side, and how they have been playing like the game and progressing through the story. And I also see sometimes a bunch of like names that I can like recognize and like all of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if people also on the inside have people that are often go in and out of random, what you call it, Honkai streams from different VTubers.
リタ、琥珀、君たちにはここで全ての管理や調整を担当してもらう。そして僕はデュランダルと共にこの実験の最前線に立つ。
はい。
正式な場で共に戦うのはこれが初めてだったね。
Interesting. Otto on the front lines. I don't think it has happened before. Remy said Luna Lover in that stream. I'm gonna guess that it really was a Honkai stream.
あとはよろしく頼むよ。バルキリー、ビアンカ、デュランダル、アタジナ。
Move on to the depths of the Sea of Quanta. Oh, there we go. I guess I shouldn't be dashing over it. L2?
世界の残影。
8. That didn't do anywhere near enough damage, Otto. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 15 per. Before, it was allowing me to do it really easily because it was giving me way too much. So 15 times 4, 30, 60. I need 60. Before I can use the install. Should I even use the install here? You guys are not strong enough. I mean, with the fact of how strong the ults are, yeah, I don't think I need to use it. I can just do this. Well, it's a reaction stream. We watch how the Honkai impact third animated charts. Whoa, really? From who, if I may ask? I'm gonna guess it's not the Yo. It's not the VTuber that we talked the other time. Juna? I forgot her last name. There we go.
面白い場所だ。
Hey.
現実世界に存在するバラバラな情報がここで再び整合され、独自の構造と規則を確立している。所詮、人の一生もそういうものだ。
I tried to block him. Didn't work.
触れられるあらゆるものを吸収し、最終的に独立した思想と人格を形成する。
Deep, but I understood none of it. Oh.
これが量子の海の感覚か。宇宙の無重力状態と少し似ているな。
Really? It doesn't seem like a place where you would be truly weightless. I mean, there is supposed to be weight in the Sea of Quanta, looking at how everybody is like moving around in it. But I guess it's just like the feeling.
あまり離れないでください、司教様。
I'm gonna watch Cyberpunk stream.
長光さんの話によると、世界の泡から離れた状態で量子の海を漂流していると、通常の世界のあらゆるものに消失するリスクがあるそうです。
Objects floating in the Sea of Quanta far from a bubble universe are at risk of decaying into nothingness. Does that include humans? Is that what she's saying, to be careful? Oh, maybe it's because she's supposed to have a bubble universe inside of her. If Otto's not close to her, then it qualified as being far from a bubble universe.
まあ、オットーさんの体は玉鋼でできているから、そういうリスクは低いけどね。
Oh.
しかし、もし本当に外部の世界と連絡がつかなくなったら確かにまずい。何せ僕はもう自分の意識中枢をこの体に移植しているからね。
それって
仕方ないわ。この私が2年も費やして作ったゲニウスプラスでも意識のリアルタイム投影は不可能だったのよ。
So if he were to die here, he'd die for real.
帯域幅が全然足りないもの。
Or would it be a case of he'd sort of just like get stuck, or like his consciousness would get stuck inside the Sea of Quanta?
そういうことだ。心配ない。戦闘で君の足を引っ張るようなことはしないよ。
ご冗談を。仮に本気を出した主教様と1対1で手合わせをしたとしたら、私でも勝てるとは限らないのでしょ。
Perhaps in a battle of smarts, but I think Durandal is way too strong physically to lose a 1v1.
正々堂々と戦って君に勝てるとは思ってないけどね。むしろ僕の出番すらないはずだよ。
His laugh.
今の夫アポカリプスにとって君はこの宇宙で最も頼りになる仲間だ。また君を困らせてしまったようだ。では、さまつなことは忘れ、果敢に探索の足を前に伸ばそう。
This is pretty fun. I think this is also like the first time that we've seen Otto being this like talkative, other than in the manga. Because in the manga he just cracks jokes every now and then. So it's like this is like a new version of Otto in game.
いざ出発だ。
Onwards to the black hole. Oh, there we go. Oh, it actually one-shot that guy. Whoa. So I need 60. And I'm not getting anywhere near enough to use it. I think I can use it here. Perfect. This is probably the same place that they used when I was playing as Bronya. Oh, that didn't one shot. Let's just do this. Okay. Please hit. It did not hit. I did not see numbers, so it definitely didn't hit. Here's, I did see that I didn't have. Oh. I did see that I didn't have. That was a lot of damage. I didn't have enough SP in order to be able to use my my upgraded ult, or like my ult in the install. So I wondered if the moment that I actually go into like the install, it gives me enough SP to use the ult once, which is pretty nice because you have like limited time in it. Is this supposed to be the actual Theater of Domination? Or are we using the Theater of Domination as like a placeholder? When living between dimensions, one's consciousness is sometimes affected by dreamlike interference. For the girl, it came in the form of images of gallows, remains of Honkai beasts, and unfamiliar purple flowers. These were essentially not images from her own memories. They might have been residual data in the Sea of Quanta, or maybe...
どうやら目的地までそう遠くはないようだ。ここは大重律者が少し前に作った空間、支配劇場だ。
It is the Theater of Domination.
大重律者はすでに消滅したが、ここの一部を保存しておいたんだ。
これは虚数の木への接続に役立つのでしょうか。
その通りだ。君は大重律者、支配の律者に関する情報をどれほど把握してる？
Curious. So does this mean that if it wasn't for the Theater of Domination being created by the Herrscher of Dominance, they wouldn't have the pathway that they are currently using, and they wouldn't be able to actually be doing this?
ネゲントロピーとヨルムンガンドから送られてきた研究データを読みました。
Which would be very curious because supposedly the Herrscher of Dominance from the previous era did not have this power. Or at the very least there was no information about there being a Theater of Domination. in the previous era.
その律者は複数の意識の集合体、空間の隙間に独自の領域を構築する能力を持っていました。
Oh, there it is.
全文明の支配の律者とは多くの違いがあったと。
Yeah, because if the Herrscher of Dominance from the previous era was able to do this, I think there'd be like information about it that like either from like Kevin talking about it or maybe Anti-Entropy would have mentioned it. Because I do believe that in the quest or like in the arc, Tesla mentions at one point that it's just like this is not like the Herrscher of Dominance or like the information that we have with the Herrscher of Dominance from the previous era.
ああ、それを知ってるのなら十分だ。僕たちが今目を向けるべきものは支配の律者ではなく、律者が残したこの遺産だからね。律者はその巣窟から手下たちを操るため、虚数の木の力を利用し、傀儡の糸を使って異なる空間をつなげたんだ。
The Herrscher made use of the imaginary tree's power to create a link between two universes. Hang on. Let me just put this on vibration.
そのため、第十律者の存在が消え、支配劇場がもうすぐ漁師の海に沈もうとしているような状態でも、ここはまだ虚数の木とつながったままなんだ。
I see. Huh. Let me think about it for a second. So the Herrscher of Dominance created this, and it's supposed to be sinking into the Sea of Quanta. And the reason that Otto wants to preserve it is for this reason. It retains a connection with the imaginary tree. And before, when the Herrscher of Dominance was here, or still alive, the only reason that this Theater of Dominance could like maintain its like form was probably because of the Herrscher of Dominance being like the rope that connected this place to the imaginary tree, I'm guessing.
だから私たちを招集し、急いで実験を始めたのですね。
ああ、時間は待ってくれないからね。剥離された空間は漁師の海に沈むというが、それにも過程というものがある。だが、できれば崩壊の意識が干渉し始める前に、僕はすべての技術と資源を手中に収めたい。
Before we attempt to intervene in the Honkai persona.
承知しました。しかし主教様、そうおっしゃるということは、崩壊の意識はやはり本当に存在しているのですか？ずっと一つの仮説かと。
I'm trying to think of the times that we have actually met with this Honkai persona. It happens twice, and I think it only happens twice in the whatchamacallit, in the second eruption manga. And I don't think we see it after that. Yeah, I think that's it.
確かにそれはこの世紀になるまで一つの仮説に過ぎなかった。しかし、2000年の第二次崩壊で、僕は常識では説明できない膨大な意識に触れた。
We saw it once when Sirin was next to it, or like called to it, when Otto was using the Fuhua's power, and then we saw it once again when Fuhua used her like ultimate attack against like Sirin, and it sort of like broke the connection between Sirin and this like Honkai persona. And those were like the only two times that we actually saw it.
その意識は雑然とした情報で人類を惑わすのが得意だった。一瞬で地球上のあらゆる資料、学術知識を全部脳に注ぎ込むことすら可能だが、
Which is what happened to him.
事前に対策をしていなければ、人類はそれと平等に会話を交わすことすらできない。
And knowing Otto, I'm guessing that he already has this preventative measures in place.
それは、待ってください。もしそれが本当に崩壊の意識で全能だとしたら。
ああ、もしそれが全能なら、文明を消滅させるなんてたやすいはずだ。 世代が変わった後に再び立ち直らせるようなこともするはずがない。
Fun fact, true Honkai still is not discovered yet. True Honkai. That's a very curious statement. I've also looked into the whole thing in Honkai Gakuen, where there's an actual enemy that is supposed to be on the moon that was called the Will of the Honkai. But I do remember that supposedly, of course, this is all like spoilers. I'm gonna say a big spoiler for Honkai Gakuen, is that both Kiana and Mei left, Earth, technically, in order to look for that Honkai. Now, the fact that you say true Honkai means that that might be the fact here in this game as well, or perhaps we like. I know that we don't have enough information about Honkai in this game. Like they put it as some sort of like it's supposed to be like an energy. Even in GGC that they win against the will of Commander, it still isn't the true Honkai. Yeah, I do remember reading about that when I was looking at the stuff from like the ending, which was pretty cool. Also came in like came a bit of like information from that little like thread that I was reading about the deaths in Honkai. It's crazy what happened to Kiana in that like arc. What was it, like 1 trillion deaths or like 4 billion deaths, somewhere around the like of that.
つまり文明を憎んでいない、もしくは全能ではない、そのどちらかだ。少し話がずれてしまった。とにかく人類は利用できるものは全て利用する必要がある。そうでもしないと、僕たちはこの不平等な戦いの中で最後の勝利を手中にすることなどできやしない。
I wonder. I'm very curious as to what they're gonna bring in order to actually fight like the true Honkai or something like that, because I'm guessing that it has to happen at one point.
そして今日私たちが行う実験はまさに千載一遇の機会なんですね。
And I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be real cool. It's gonna have like a big boss battle, like a big arc. Who knows? Maybe like 90% of the characters that we know in the games could die in such a fight, with no way to revive them.
その通りだ。互いの関係を考えて僕たちの世界を固有という言葉を使って呼ぶとしたら、
Base reality.
崩壊の意識は固有世界と虚数の木の接続を操り、崩壊エネルギーの循環によって影響を与え、人類に必要以上の苦しみを強要している。
The Honkai persona controls the link between base reality and the imaginary tree, affecting the natural cycle of Honkai energy, humanity suffering as a result.
したがって、これから行う実験は、最も楽観的な言葉で言うと、様々な枷を振りほどき、虚数の木との平等なつながりを成立させられる可能性があるんだ。もしそれが可能になったら、人類と崩壊の長きにわたる戦いを戦わずして制することができる。
I'm trying to like think really hard as to what this means. There's no true Honkai in this game too, but you can learn about Honkai in the Elysian Realm or some chapters that I skipped. But since you skipped, I can't be 100% sure if there's information about it.
しかしそれは最も楽観的な状況ですよね。
ああ、科学研究の角度から言うと、先駆的な実験を一度で成功させるのは難しい。それに未来はもっと予想が困難だ。
I mean, the idea that there's like a bigger force somewhere is, it's interesting because it sets like a precedent of like there might be stronger enemies out there or something of the sort, for the game, especially because both of the Honkai games are actually done already. Gakuen and Star Rail. They're like part 1 is over, and I actually follow the Honkai Gakuen Twitter, and apparently they're starting part 2, the Japanese side, or they're starting with part 2 really soon, because they had the Karin's video. They uploaded it not long ago, maybe a week ago.
しかし、僕たちがこの冒険からポジティブな結果を入手できれば、少なくとも今度ケビンと向き合うとき、少しは自信が持てるだろう。
Curious how they made the video for Karin, because it doesn't have actual voice acting, but you can see that's just like supposed to be talking.
それはヨルムンガンドの最終目標、成婚計画のことですか？
もちろんさ。成婚計画の恐ろしいところは、世界の規則を確実に再定義できるところだ。もし相手にユートピアを作る力があり、僕たちがそれを持たなかったとしたら、世界はいずれ彼らの期待する姿になる。誰もが全文明に強要される冷たい未来を良しとはしないだろう。だから僕たちはユートピアを作る方法を把握しなければならない。
Give me a second. I had to clear my throat. See, none of us want the grim future imposed by the previous era. We must find a way to create our own utopia. So there could be a battle from the past and the present going on in this game.
つまり、もし今日の実験で私の中にある世界の泡が虚数の木に無事接続できたら、将来的に私たちは成婚計画を拒否する資格を持てるのですね。
その通りだ。君も知っていると思うが、崩壊に対抗する様々な案の中で実現性が高いプランは本当は一つもない。
ちょっとおっとさ、
Scary.
今日はドゥランダルさんが使命を全うするおめでたい日なんでしょ？どうしてそんな重苦しい話をするの？いい加減にしましょうね。いい加減に。
ですが、それは確かな事実です。避けるべきものではありません。
That is true.
そうだけど、まだ選択しなければいけない時ではないわ。
But I think it's fine to think about it. Like, there's a lot going on. Well, there's like they're talking about a lot of things currently.
今日じゃなくても。
お気遣いありがとうございます、長光さん。ですが、今まで S 級バルキリーが担当してきた任務は常に失敗を許さず、あるのは成功のみでしたよ。こういう
Oops. The little problem that I have with the double click.
こういう綱渡りのような生き方に私は慣れていますよ。
いい、素晴らしい。さすが天命最強のバルキリー、デュランダルだ。やはり君の純粋な心は一日たりとも変わっていないのだね。
主教様、そういう軽はずみな言葉を口にするのはやめてください。今日の主教様はテンションが高すぎて困ります。
Durandal is scolding everyone today.
軽はずみな僕がこれ以上話しても信憑性が低いだろうね。長光、実験の手順と技術の詳細の説明は君に任せよう。主教の僕はしばらく口を休ませるとしよう。
Okay, so more science. I'm guessing. Never mind. But first, we fight. As I miss every single one of the dodges. There we go. Let's just use this for now. There we go. I think I'll just beat this guy and then hope that there's another enemy right after this. There is not. Otto. Yeah, I don't know where you're shooting that, Otto. Oh. There we go. It doesn't actually kill the core? Well, I am surprised. Those cores must have a lot of HP if it actually took the final attack from the ult and still lived with like half a bar of HP. Two contrasting figures made their way through the ruins of the theater side by side. One carried themselves in a carefree manner, while the other had an air of earnest determination. One had seen 500 years of change. The other had only had 10 years of memories. The two had little in common, but at the moment, they were the iconic figures of the Schicksal organization. Before, Otto had made use of an advisory council to deal with trivial day-to-day issues when he used the time to carry out various kinds of secret research. But when the North America branch broke off to form the independent anti-entropy organization, which would become a rival of Schicksal, Otto simply kicked out the advisory council and used a more efficient way of maintaining stability. And it was then that the Schicksal Valkyries, once a secret weapon, took center stage. Today, you also couldn't get the full Stigmata set for Luna, but instead you got a full Durandal and full Stigmata set and her main weapon. Huh? Sheesh, you're getting off-rated real hard on this. Do you have a chance to like farm more crystals in order to try and get the rest of the Stigmata set? You mentioned, I can't remember if you mentioned, were you missing like only 2 pieces? Was that all that you were missing? But you don't have Durandal. One day. Maybe one day you'll have Durandal, and then you'll say, I have a full equipped Durandal. From Squad Snowwolf to the Immortal Blades, one outstanding figure after another joins Schicksal, encouraging more girls to join the battle. Dodge. Should probably do this. Oh, right. I don't have enough. Oh no, it was my controller. My controller was the issue there. There we go. Nice, ton of damage. Oh.
見送りはここまでだ。前方の道は規定外次元と深く融合したもののみが開けられる。
So he's gonna stay here?
長光さんの説明もこの段階までしかありませんでした。この先の空間についてはやはり何の情報もないのでしょうか。
まあ、これほど虚数の木に近い空間には今まで誰もたどり着けなかったからね。皆さんが今いる場所はまだ漁師の海の影響がある場所だけど、先に進めば完全に虚数の木の領域に入るわ。私たちにできるのは理論で計算し、あなたがそこで普通に行動することが可能か検証するだけよ。ごめんなさい。今回の実験のクライマックスで価値ある情報を何も提供できなくて。
大丈夫です。実験には未知がつきものですから。私とリタが5年前に冒険した時も想像をはるかに上回る結果を手に入れることができました。
It was quite a dangerous adventure as well, with the whole thing about Napoleon.
今日の実験でも皆さんは様々な手段で証明してくれました。私の体内にある世界の泡がどんな状況でも安全であること。
It was crazy the amount of historical figures that they used in that bubble universe for that visual novel, and how many I did not know about the only one that I probably knew about was Napoleon Bonaparte, simply because that name is really easy to remember.
私にとって受け入れがたいリスクは全て排除されたんです。
Oh, right, and Shakespeare. Shakespeare is also a very, very easy name to remember, or a historical character to remember.
主教様、行ってきます。
ああ、いってらっしゃい。
Find it really funny the way that Durandal looks at that Otto looks at Durandal. He's so tall. Without any hesitation, the girl stepped into the wormhole linking the different dimensions. Behind her, the overseer's expression looked simultaneously gratified and melancholy.
この最後の10年間、君は僕に見事な伝説を見せてくれたよ。ビアンカ・タジナ。
Thank you, Dad.
長光。
どうしたの、お父さん。
あとはゲニウスを通してデュランダル本人を回収し、探索データを入手すれば実験成功だ。彼女の世界の泡が彼女自身の力で虚数の木と接続できるかどうか。それが僕の計画にとっては少しも重要ではないことを君もよく理解しているはずだ。
If it happens, it happens.
僕には固有世界を裁断し、折りたたみ、再構築する力が必要だ。世界の泡は僕にとって多くの意義を持たない。
つまり、もしドゥランダルさんが虚数の木で時間を使いすぎた場合、ゲニウスの機能を利用して彼女を強制的に呼び戻すのね。
もちろんさ。何せあちらとのリアルタイムな通信は不可能だ。僕たちはいつまでも待ってはいられない。それは彼女自身も知っている。
This might sound like really rough, but the fact that they don't have any communication with her can also, and having to do like a forced recall can also mean some sort of like a safety rope for her. Like, what if she gets into like some sort of like big danger while, well, wherever she is going, and she needs to get pulled back? I mean, I'm pretty sure Shiksa, Otto, and everybody in the current era would like really hate to lose Durandal.
悲観的になる必要はない。だって君はそれとなく彼女に協力していたんだろう。
やっぱり気づかれていたのね。一応。本当に効果があるかはわからないもの。
効果があるに決まっているよ。相手は僕の配下、優秀なバルキリーだからね。
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
虚数空間。ここは宇宙の始まり。法則が交わる場所だと主教様は言っていました。ここでは時間は条理で認識されない。ここでは物事は力学で計算されない。ここは世界の彼方。規則の上にある規則。しかし何があっても私は前に進まなければなりません。チャンスは一度きりかもしれませんから。
Good thing I didn't take damage. Oh, it's been a while since these guys like decided have appeared. They only appeared at the end of chapter 25. One more. Now, if possible, I want to finish this guy off so that I can hit all of them. And hopefully kill one. Or kill all of them. One more. I probably shouldn't have used it. Oh, wait, this thing's still alive? Oh, there we go. And it was probably a waste. You guys are really annoying. Can you just like get closer to each other? Just push this guy over to the other one. Dun 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 dun. There we go. Kills one, points to the other. And it kills. Perfect. That was simple. She's strong. She's nice. I think I already like her way more than the other one that I actually ended up unlocking, the one with the guard. Because this Durandal feels like really fast, while the other one feels like slow and kind of clunky in terms of like her gameplay style. But this one you can just like go absolutely ham, and because you can use like your ult like 4 times in order to get to the install state, and then just use the install and then use the ult again, and they're like really quick like attacks. It feels like really nice compared to the other one. In seemingly boundless empty space, the girl had to rely on her genius device to find the way. Genius plus, please. 42,768 steps. 42,769 steps. The girl felt that as soon as she stopped counting, time gradually began to lose all meaning in this place. 61,293 steps. 61,294 steps. That's a lot of steps. Durandal had probably walked the distance of a marathon, yet she did not feel any fatigue. There was still nothing but emptiness in every direction. She began to feel anxiety creeping up on her. She was worried about the reliability of the plan and wondered if the space-time asymmetry would cause everything to lose its meaning. The girl took deep breaths, regulating her heartbeat and expelling all unwanted thoughts from her consciousness. Although what surrounded the girl could more accurately be described as the ether rather than air, she didn't need to breathe to stay alive. Bianca, Kikoeru Bianca. She heard a faint, indistinct sound coming from far away, in the same direction that Genius Plus was leading her. Well, to be precise, this space had no medium through which sound could pass, so the noise must have manifested itself directly in her brain. Curious. Well, fancy that she was mentioned for the first time in like ever in the game, because Watashi yo Shigurekira. I think we're about to meet her. She could not make out what was being said. Oh, but I can. But at the end, she was sure she heard something calling her name. Whatever it was, it recognized her. Does that mean if two people were to walk in the Sea of Quanta, and if they had no way to like, and they had like no way to communicate as in like some sort of like telepathy, would it actually be like impossible to like talk to each other? Because there's like no medium for which sound can like travel through. Not long before, the girl and her companion had arrived at the designated location, perplexed as to why they had been led there. The location data had been transmitted through the ether via mysterious signal. The message was clear. Bianca Atagina would appear here, carrying the bubble universe. Who made this prediction? What was their purpose? The girl and her companion had no idea. Oh, but I do believe I have a very big idea who could have been. His name has 4 words, and it only uses 2 different letters. It was clear not Bianca's or Rita's prediction. The message even stated that it would be a surprise for the Valkyries. Was it transmitted by the Schicksal Overseer? No. Otto would never use this kind of method. Oh, yes, I was wrong. He liked to be in control of the situation. Well, yeah. I guess I was wrong. Then, could it have been sent by the residents of the bubble universe? This was even more unlikely. They had naturally lost connection with the imaginary tree, and thus didn't have the capability to send messages to this place. The visitors from base reality were getting closer. There was the characteristic radiation of a living organism here. Characteristic radiation of a living organism. And only one possibility for what was emitting it.
おい戦友ビアンカ聞こえるビアンカ私よしぐれキラここにいるわ
Wait, this is literally the two things that she said that we were supposed to not understand. This and this.
しぐれキラとニグラスはここにいる
Nigura. She couldn't help but laugh. Her partner had got good intuition, but she didn't need any warnings from her. Just as the 7 colors combined from both black paint and white light, all possibilities manifesting simultaneously can form the void of empty space. But when potential and manifest beings interact, the original void will transform into something else.
ようこそ我々シュガーズ一族の精神世界お菓子の家へ
This is certainly not what I had expected when I imagined a reunion with Shigure Kira. I did not imagine we would be meeting a fluff ball. And don't get me started about what's going on the background. Don't get me started on what's going on over here. The spiritual realm of sugars. The candy house.
美しいお嬢さんシュガーズの言語で私たちのことをブラックシュガー琥珀糖と呼んでくれてもいいんだよ
I do believe this being did not call itself brown sugar.
美しいお嬢さんシュガーズの言語で私たちのことをブラックシュガー
Black
琥珀
sugar.
糖と呼んでくれてもいいんだよちょっとニグラス知り合いとの挨拶は普通そういう感じのものじゃないでしょ
Well, 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 look who's here. It really has been a while. Especially because the last time that I saw her was on the visual novel. Not on the Second Eruption manga, it was on the visual novel.
ねえビアンカ本当に久しぶりよね私たちの登場にびっくりした
She's as blue as ever.
ええ本当にここでまた会えるとは思っていませんでしたシグレキラ先輩それとニグラスさんすみません地球外生命体の成長パターンについてよく知らなくて
I mean, I actually had seen her a little bit about what happened. I have played Realms of Battle, and if anybody else has played Realms of Battle in the last couple of the month, someone might have shown up with a let's call it a sniper rifle, and they are also very blue. So yeah, there's that.
ちょっと別に今年になってから成長したわけじゃないよキラが世間知らずだったから休眠状態だったあの頃の私を完全体だと思ってただけはい私が世間知らずってそれでもすぐに死んだふりをするやつよりは強いけど
二人とも仲がいいんですね
まあ悪くはないわ何せこいつに何度も騙されてきたからね
I mean, this is the mark of a true friendship. Having ups and downs, but still being friends and going way back.
過ぎたことを気にするなってさて本題に戻すよシュガーズの時間で2週間前私たちはある予告状をもらったんだ中にはあんたが来る時間が書いてあった
2 weeks ago. And they did mention that it wasn't Otto that sent the message. So who?
誰かが教えてくれたのよ。シュガーズ時間の今日、あなたがここに来て、この世界の泡を虚数の木に戻そうとするって。
あ、はい。主教様の実験を通してここに来ました。つまり二人はわざわざここで私を待ってくれていたんですか？
もちろんよ。私たちは虚数の木を利用してある程度存在する空間を変える技術を把握してるもの。
私たち？
ああ、2年前キラはコンペイトー長老の試練に合格し、正式にシュガーズ共同体に加わったんだ。
Compeitos XM and officially joined the Sugars. Officially joined the Sugars. And the way that they always was it the same before? Where is it? Sugars, yeah, all in capital letters. Are they some sort of like organization? Because oftentimes when you see something being like full capitalized like this, it's always like some sort of like organization.
あの世界の泡があんたの体内に入った後、シュレーディンガー博士は量子の海に戻り、キラはエネルギー波動に弾かれ、虚数の木の空間に入った。
I do remember this.
運が良かったのか、それともそういう運命なのか。とにかく無の空間に引き裂かれる前にちょうど通りかかったお菓子の家に助けてもらったんだ。お菓子の家はシュガーズ一族の家だけじゃないの。世界の泡から改築した空間避難所でもあるわ。
The Candy House is not only the home of the Sugars, but also a sanctuary made out of a bubble universe. Also, we pretty much, if I remember correctly, Shigure Kira shows up in the epilogue of the Durandal visual novel. I really can't remember. I do remember seeing Durandal because she looked very different, and Shakespeare because they were having like a little play thingy as the epilogue of the Durandal visual novel. But I can't remember if I actually ended up seeing Shigure Kira.
シュガーズが危機に遭遇した時、彼らは虚数の木と再び接続し、自分たちがいる部分の空間を変換するの。
Whenever the Sugars face a crisis, they reestablish a link with the imaginary tree to switch to a different dimension. So, whatever the Sugars are, they already have the technology to establish a link with the imaginary tree, which I'm guessing is what is gonna help us establish a link with the bubble universe that is currently inside Durandal. Is what I'm guessing.
世界の泡としてのお菓子の家はかなり小さいから、いつでも虚数の木と接続できる。だから崩壊の波動による侵略を受けずに済んだんだ。
こういう実例もあったんですね。
でもね、ビアンカ、シュガーズとして言わせてもらうと、あなたの中にある世界の泡はお菓子の家より何倍も厄介なことになる。
どうしてですか？
量の問題さ。世界の泡の存在をキープする方法は私たちの知ってる限り2種類ある。乱暴な方法とズルをする方法だ。乱暴な方法は外からエネルギーを吸収し続けることで量子の海の自然衰退に抗うこと。その方法だと世界の泡は大きければ大きいほどいい。表面積は体積の増加によって減少し続ける。その規模が大きければ自然接触を通してエネルギーの動的バランスを保ち、半永久的に量子の海の中で浮かび続けることができるんだ。もちろん崩壊エネルギーを吸収しすぎた場合、世界の泡自体に他の問題が発生する。あんたとキラが過去に見たようにな。
I'm guessing what happened in the novel.
なんとなくわかりました。
Because the bubble universe literally had Honkai in it. Like the thing that Napoleon turned into was literally supposed to be Honkai, if I remember correctly.
ではシュガーズの方法はズルをする方なのですね。
その通りだ。虚数の木と動的に接続して虚数の木の支えによって衰退を阻止する。この方法の本質は虚数の木を騙すことで目標を他の文明世界に寄生させることで生存させるか、もしくは神聖世界として認定させて支えてもらうかだ。
Deceiving the imaginary tree, attach the target to another universe and hope that it will be accepted as a newborn universe that needs support.
わかりやすく言えば接ぎ木みたいなものさ。継ぐ枝が大きく複雑であればあるほど手術が難しくなる。
Complicated.
だからその方法を使う場合、世界の泡は小さい方が都合がいいってわけだ。
And they mentioned nothing yet.
つまり世界の泡の存在をキープする2つの方法は互いに矛盾しているということですか？
Hmm.
ええ、それに当時のシュレーディンガー博士が言うには、あんたの中にある世界の泡は乱暴ルートのために設計されたもの。ムーンライトスローンのシステムに合わせて余分な放火エネルギーを消去するためのものだ。しかしエーテルアンカーが放火エネルギーに侵食されてしまった。それによって世界の泡がバラバラにならないようあんたの体内に固定しないといけない。
Yeah, the thing that happened at the end, where Durandal got like her transformation.
船が大きすぎると向きを変えにくいって言うじゃないか。今さらズルをする方法に変えるとなると膨大な演算が必要になる。
Ooh.
それって
デュランダル、人工知能を持つ君の検査。
政権は確かにずっと空間の隙間で世界の泡の安定を、私と世界の泡の間にある反転関係を保ってきました。
Hmm.
ですが別れてから私と政権の間には会話する手段が何もありません。あの子が世界の向こう側で必死に働いている様子を感じることはできますが、それ以外何も伝わってきません。
Hmm.
そっか。
So it's using too much computational power in order to be able to communicate with Durandal.
やっぱりあの方法しか
Or
ないだろうな。
not in order to communicate with Durandal. But it just has been using too much power and cannot communicate with her. Maybe? Perhaps.
それって砂糖の鍵の力を使うってこと？
The sugar key of the sugars. Fitting.
それ以外にアンカーポイントの反転を乗り越えられるような通信方法はないだろう。長老には申し訳ないけど物は使うためにあるからさ。
Hmm.
でもあれは長老が十数年もかけてやっと直したものでしょ。なるべく慎重に使いましょう。
何の話ですか？
Hmm.
あ、砂糖の鍵はシュガーズ一族に今まで伝わってきた古代の遺物なの。お菓子の家自体の製造に使われたこともあるわ。
Hey. So it's just a dagger. A very, very special dagger. Pretty dagger, too.
コンペイトー長老の話によると、数年前ある人類が天命の神の鍵と比較して砂糖の鍵を外の鍵と呼んだらしいの。
Key of the Beyond.
ああ、あいつは私たちを裏切って砂糖の鍵を壊した張本人だ。あんたたち人類にそんな奴がいたせいでキラがシュガーズ一族に加わるとき観察期間が3年間も必要だったんだから。
確かに人類は複雑ですね。私も他人の考えが読めない時がよくあります。本気でリタに助けを求めた時もいつも気にしないでください。大丈夫ですから。
Very much like
みたい
Rita.
な答えしか返ってきませんし。
そいつはシュガーズにとってはプラスになるけどな。さて、私は砂糖の鍵の準備作業に取り掛かるからキラと昔話でも楽しむといいよ。ありがとうニグラス。はいはい、 遠慮はいらないさ。後で喧嘩する時間はいくらでもあるんだから。
Oh, all right. Gotta check the time.
ニグラスさんはリラと気が合うかもしれませんね。
I have like 20 minutes left. And knowing the amount of talking that there is, I can try. Okay. I'm gonna keep going for now. If I can clear this stage, great. I'm gonna be very, very happy. And if I cannot clear this stage, and at the very least, I'm gonna have I can hopefully finish the dialogue at the start of the stage. And if that happens, then that means that tomorrow, when I continue this, I'm gonna be able to skip it, which will make everything much faster. But yeah, they've been talking a lot. It has become like a thing in like all this like chapters and all these like stages that they really like to like talk at the start or like at the end, like to the point where chapter 23, 24, and 25 had stages that would last 30 minutes because of the amount of talking. I mean, it is fun, but it's the difficulty of time for me. That's like the only thing.
私もそう思うわ。ところで、ビアンカ、本当に背が高くなったわね。性格も穏やかになった気がするわ。
Maybe she didn't show up on the epilogue, because by the time of the epilogue, she was already like a different person. She didn't feel like the Durandal at the start of the visual novel.
むしろ頑固の方が近いかもしれませんね。天命で最も融通が利かないバルキリーは私だと、みんなにはそう思われているようです。
嘘！一番融通が利くタイプだと思うけどな。まあ、仕事に関しては意見を曲げないビアンカも想像できるけど。
ほら、キラ先輩も言ってたじゃないですか。S 級バルキリーを同僚にするなら、私もリタみたいな人を選びますよ。
So this talk isn't supposed to be that emotional or anything of the sort, but I have a very good question. Why? Why the hell would you use this background music for this talk so soon? Mihoyo? Chapter 25 happened not too long ago. Why would you be throwing this song at us so soon? It just brings up a couple of, I guess I can't call them bad memories because they're actually good, but they're sad memories.
あら、二人とももう S 級バルキリーなの？まるであの頃のセシリア様とテレサ様みたいだわ。
And I have to work hard to just like hold. This isn't the point in time where I would want to cry. This is like not a scene where I would like cry to, but the music.
それは恐れ多いです。それに。
どうしたの？嫌なことでもあったの？
Also because in like 20 minutes I actually have to like leave, so if I have like if my eyes are like red or like swollen or something like that, it's gonna be terrible. I gotta keep my face clean.
あ、いいえ。実は3年ほど前、司教様から黒煙白花の使用権をいただきました。
3 years ago.
セシリア様の黒煙白花を？さすがビアンカ、すごいわ。
ありがとうございます。ですが、セシリア先輩から彼女の黒煙白花を借りているに過ぎないと、私はそう思っています。もちろん、神の鍵は神の鍵。 誰かの付属品ではありませんが、ですが私には感じます。これにはセシリア先輩の深い跡が残されています。
Her use of the weapon is like really good. Like the only time that we've actually seen her use it sort of like quote unquote full power is at whatchamacallit, when he was fighting against Kevin. Oh, I have more time. I have been given more time. All right, maybe I can actually finish it. All right, good, perfect.
まあそれはわかるわ。セシリア様の前に黒煙白化の力を使いこなせた人は長い間いなかったからね。
I literally just got the a message saying that, oh, instead of at 12, it's gonna be at 12:30. I'm just gonna say reply okay in a second. Okay. Perfect. Right, maybe there is a chance that I might be able to actually finish this. There's 9 stages. I guess the moment that this is done, I'm gonna check on what stage I'm on. I'm probably at stage like 4 or 5. Probably. Wait, let me check if I need to calibrate. Do I need to calibrate? Nah, I think I'm good.
ねえ知ってる？あのセシリア様でも黒煙白化の持ち主になったことに対してかなりのプレッシャーを感じていたのよ。
I mean, I can guess. It's a divine key given to a Valkyrie. And they were both supposed to be S-rank Valkyries, both Cecilia and Durandal. So it's like, you're at the top. So a lot of eyes are gonna be on you.
どうして？適性が高かったんですよね。
うん。適正の話ならセシリア様よりビアンカの方が上かもしれないわよ。私自身も侵食されたことがあるからなんとなくわかるわ。
This did happen on the second eruption manga.
よく聞いてビアンカ。セシリア様がぶつかった問題はあなたと真逆で同じなの。
真逆で同じ？どういう意味ですか？
あの司教様はあなたに教えていないのかもしれないけど、セシリア様の前にいた黒煙白化の幾人かの持ち主は様々な理由で天命から除名されているの。
それは
黒煙白化は前世紀70年代に北大西洋の深海から引き上げられたって話はあなたも知ってるよね。その件はシュレーディンガー博士の過去と直接的なつながりがあるの。
In the 1970s, I'm guessing that's around the time of, or like a bit after the end of the anti-entropy visual novel.
彼女が天命を裏切った件ですか？リタが教えてくれました。それに彼女が司教様のことを不倶戴天の敵だと言った時に、多分皆さんもなんとなく察したかと思います。
なら当時の天命最強のバルキリー黒煙白化の持ち主、彼女がネゲントロピー陣営に加わってそのせいで亡くなったってことは知ってる？
That whole ordeal was absolutely crazy, by the way. Because of the whole deal of Otto taking over her body, it's just like, oh, it was really, really crazy when all those things like happened, and her like taking back control over her body and stabbing herself.
黒煙白化はその時に海の中に沈んだのよ。その人の名前はあなたも知ってるはず。リアーナよ。
Yep.
そう。シュレーディンガー博士のミドルネームは彼女の命の恩人の名前なの。世界は狭いのよ、ビアンカ。普通のバルキリーは何も知らないかもしれないけど、黒煙白化の持ち主になることは決して簡単なことじゃないわ。
Pretty crazy how the amount of things that happen behind the scenes. Because even Schrödinger was like, well, thinking that she was still alive was like absolutely crazy. A lot of things happened to her, as a matter of fact. She was just a simple scientist, and then she became like part Honkai beast, having like the cat's claw And then she sort of like disintegrated. uh, and then we found her wearing a mask in the Durandal visual novel and all the things happening there. And then she shows up on chapter 9.
実は今でも黒煙白花は不吉だと信じているバルキリーがいます。
But I do wonder why they mention it, that it's like so superstitious, because I don't know if anything happened. They haven't mentioned anything before Rihanna. And after Rihanna was Cecilia. And Cecilia, well, she only sort of like died while wielding it.
でも今になってみんなは黒煙白花はセシリア様を象徴するものの一つだってそう思うようになったんでしょ。
それはセシリア先輩の個人的な魅力が。
違うの、ビアンカ。確かに私はセシリア様の一番のファンだって自称してるけど。
一番のファン。
事実だけを話すと、それはただセシリア様が黒煙白花を長く所有していただけに過ぎないわ。
Wonder for how long?
セシリア様は私にこう話してくださったことがあるの。自分と黒煙白花の間に拭えない距離感がある。それは名声云々の問題ではなく、純粋な歴史に対する畏敬の感情なの。カスラナ一族の天下制裁に対する態度みたいにね。
Quite curious because Durandal has been mentioning this a lot, that she feels some sort of like distance between her and the Abyss Flower. Or at the very least, I think that's what she mentioned at the start of this chapter.
どう？スタートは全然違うけど、本当の気持ちに関してはかなり似てるでしょ。
なるほど。確かに不思議です。先輩、やはりお姉さんみたいですね。
え？
今の話、リタが相手だと恥ずかしくなりますし、主教様が相手では大げさすぎるように思ってしまいます。もしかしたら先輩にしか話せないことだったのかもしれません。
It's just like the thing that Buronia mentioned to Sele. The closer you are, the more difficult it is to talk about certain things. So because she's so close to like Rita, and Otto is sort of like her boss, so it's quite difficult to talk to him probably. And there's probably no other connection to like Otto. And then there's like Shigure Kira, and she has like no connection to her other than meeting once on at like the bubble universe inside the Durandal visual novel.
言われてみるとちょっと恥ずかしくなったわ。ところで結構長く話していたけれど、ニグラス、準備作業はそろそろ終わるでしょ。二人ともごめん。ちょっとやらかしたというか、プログラムにバグがあったというか。
バ
グ？まあ呼び方はどうでもいいんだ。とにかく虚数の造物が引き寄せられてお菓子の家の外側まで来てるんだ。手伝ってくれビアンカ。万が一お菓子の家に侵入されたら厄介なことになる。
わかりました。敵を全員倒せばいいんですよね。
I guess we needed to find a reason to fight enemies for this stage, so here it is.
そういう簡単な解決方法は気に入ってます。
全力で戦いなさい、ビアンカ。私たちの力を全部あなたに貸すから。
Shigure Kira, may I ask where this support is? I do believe I see my L2 button still being locked. Here we go. Yeah, it actually does give more than enough SP to this. Please tell me that killed. Good. Another one. Oh no. The like marker for this enemy was kind of weird for a second. Oops. There we go. Please tell me a kill. I did a kill. Good. That one shots it. Very nice. I wonder why I didn't one shot that one enemy earlier then. I've been one shotting every single one of the enemies after that one. Line after a line of line after a line of alien text rolled across the screen of Nigoret's control console. It looked like she was running some rather complicated programs. Very much so. I cannot see anything inside it. I think it's a fabricated background. Catalog? FAD print? Hey Al, how's it going? First time seeing you here. I really like the Charmisi mode, by the way. It's really cute.
だがもう少し待ってくれ。通信の安定性に不安を感じているのか、相手は任務の処理を優先し、その後に完全な通信モードを確立することにしたようだ。
Are you starting with your rounds of flower giving this early? I thought you started like way later. Especially because a lot of the streamers that I've actually seen you give flowers to actually stream on like the afternoon.
相手？それってデュラのことですか？もう連絡が取れたんですか？
まあ、そういうことだ。あの人工知能は今、砂糖の鍵が送った世界のアーの臨時接続プランを全速力で受信中だ。そのため、まだ人格形態の切り替えができてない。
More complicated things.
ちょうどいいですね。その間、気持ちの整理ができます。
Sometimes I have the people that stream in the morning and the rest are always in the afternoon. Yeah, the only ones that I've seen in the morning are the ones that are like the opposite time zone. You know, like for example, like JP. You know, JP's Australia, I think. So like their time zone is like super different.
とにかく今日こんな機会をくださってありがとうございます。
I also follow a couple of like Vtubers that are like from the Philippines, sort of like those places. Also Japan. And of course they start like their stream at the middle of the night, so sometimes I just catch like the tail end of it when I wake up.
何を照れてるんだ。キラの友達は私の友達。礼はいらないよ。待って。あ、いいぞいいぞ。おう、順調だ。
おう。
何があったんですか？
成功した。相手が接続プランを受信し、実現させてくれた。早速だが、通話を開始する。
あ、待って。
Somebody's not ready yet. I usually try to get it to everyone I can if they're streaming in the morning, other than that, I wait for everyone else who streams today. You work really hard to give everybody flowers, though. I had to give you some respect for that. Having to actually go to like everyone's stream and just like send like the usual flower emotes. I really like it. It feels really nice to actually see you go and do that to like everyone. I'm sure every other streamer also appreciates that. The deliveries never stop. A man must always work in order to give flowers.
テストテスト。ビアンカ様、聞こえるっしょ？聞こえたら大きな声で返事するっしょ。
Oh?
問題ありません。よく聞こえてます。よく聞こえてますよ。聖剣デュランダル。
If you told me in the visual novel that Durandal would have this sort of like I mean, Durandal always had like this very teasing personality, so I guess it perfectly fits her to actually have this sort of like voice, this high-pitched voice. But still, I never would have imagined it.
ところで、今の3サイズはどんな感じっしょ？ 90はあるっしょ？
She never changed.
ちょっと、あなたね、 いきなりそんな話をするんですか？キラ先輩がまだここにいるんですよ。
あ、そういえばリタはやはりいないっしょ。
Also, I really like this like ender, the sure ender.
ええ、けど心配しないで。リタは元気にしています。ただ、彼女の体質では私のように虚数の木まで来ることができなかったので、今日は一緒ではないのです。
実際、ビアンカ様が彼女たちの協力を得てこの空間までやってきたこと自体がすごいことっしょ。
Al, I'm seriously worried about you. It always seems like you're sick or tired. You really need to take care of yourself, Al. What are we gonna do if we don't have our flower man going around giving flowers to everyone else? Toki would be really mad at you.
でもまあ、私はやっぱりすごいっしょ。こんな風に必要な仕事を終わらせてビアンカ様と雑談してるんだから。
I don't even know why I started getting sick more often. So this wasn't what was happening. It didn't happen to you that much before? Maybe it has something to do with is your like sleeping schedule okay? Are you eating well? I used to barely get sick because you do know that if you're not like sleeping well, yeah, you do mention a lot that you're like very very sleepy and things. Oh, maybe you're stressed. It's like there's so many reasons that you could like start getting sick because of so many things that I've heard you say in like all of these streams. It feels like I'm just like grabbing beats and like clues from like every single of the streams that we're in, and just like piecing together this like big situation that's going on in your life. We bought in. No, bad. We do not ball if we're getting sick.
必要な仕事はもう終わったんですか？今から始めると思っていました。
これが電子機器の長所っしょ。人間たちの想像を超えるスピードで片付けられるっしょ。
Like seriously, what are we gonna do if we don't have your flower deliveries? Even though they never stop, it might become difficult if you really do get a little really sick.
まあ、この件に関しては完璧にするのは難しいから、こうして出てくることは今後あまりないっしょ。まあ、一部だけなら出すことができるけど。
I never stop the flower deliveries in anything. Respect. But still, Al, take better care of yourself. You should.
どういう意味ですか？一部ってあなたを構成している宝石のことですか？それとも。
Actually, let's start with this little question for you, Al. Since we're on the same time zone, did you eat breakfast? And if you did, what did you eat? Do you have a good breakfast?
私ったらいつも頭に口が追いついていないっしょ。ただ、機械の私に口があると言えるかは謎っしょ。
Actually, they mentioned that she had a human form. I never saw her human form. It was always her blade form. And plus, I can't ask anyone to deliver flowers for me because it's a lot of people. It is indeed a lot of people.
冗談はここまでにするっしょ。こうしていられる時間は限られてるから、ひとまず状況を整理するっしょ。
Woke up an hour ago, so I didn't eat yet. It is 11:30. There's still time to eat. You should grab something quick. Real quick. Maybe you can like buy some like granola bars and just like at the very least have one of those like granola bars. Like I know there's like packages of like granola bars. When I was going to college, I remember that I used to ask my mom to buy me like granola bars, like a big bag. And whenever I just like woke up in the morning before going to school because I didn't have time, because I love sleeping, so I always like slept in until it was like time to go to school. I just grabbed one of the granola bars, just like eat it while like driving over to like the school. So it'd make it easier. So at the very least, I could get some sort of like nutrition, because if I didn't like eat, I always like feel like sleepy. But, well, actually, I always felt sleepy at school. Yeah, I can't use that as an excuse. I shouldn't use that as an excuse.
数年の運用の中で私は気づいたっしょ。あの世界の泡の危機は、それが誕生した時から始まっていたってことに。
I've started trying to go to sleep earlier than I used to. Well, weren't you there for Saturdays? Or well, it was more like Sunday's Toki stream, which was insanely late. I'm sure it was the case for you as well, that it really screwed up with a couple of people's sleeping schedule. It screwed mine's. It was at 1 and I had to go get my streak in. Yeah, it did stay for a while as well. I tried to stay for the entirety of the stream, and I was really tired at the end of it.
5万年前、崩壊の脅威から抜け出すために人類は量子の海、世界の泡の中に崩壊エネルギーを排出することを試みたっしょ。
5,000 years ago.
けど、リツちゃんが彼らの技術の中心であるムー大陸を破壊し、その試みは実行できなくなったっしょ。ただ人工的に作られた世界の泡のエーテルアンカーはまだ壊れておらず。
I'm guessing that they actually meant 50,000 years ago instead of 5,000 years ago, because Mu continent is part of the previous era. I was already following the same, so I didn't stay as long as I wanted to. Well, that's nice that you actually went to sleep instead of like staying for the entirety of the stream. It does suck missing streams, but sleep is very important.
人々はそのゴミ集積場として設計された世界を人類の住める避難所として改造しようとしたっしょ。つまり私たちが目にした景色っしょ。世界の泡を避難所へと改造する工程はまずまずだったっしょ。けど、ゴミ集積場のために設計した余計な装置は残されたままになった。
Normally, you would have stayed for the entire stream. Well, you do stay for like all the streams. That was like the single outlier of the streams that you weren't able to actually stay on. And you're always like sleepy every single time. On like the streams, you're always just like thinking, I gotta go to sleep and stuff like that. You're mentioning it on the stream. And everybody has to tell you, go to sleep, Paul, go to sleep, Paul. We need you to sleep, you should sleep.
そういう潜在的な機能のズレが最終的にある狂人の行動によって取り返しのつかない悲劇となったっしょ。
The thing that happened with Napoleon Bonaparte.
その後のあの世界の歴史は全部瀕死の状態にある世界に延命措置を施したに過ぎないっしょ。
They're going around at 10 p.m. and I used to go to sleep at I want to sneeze. It's not coming. Okay, it didn't come. I have such a hard time actually sneezing. Most of the times it just like goes away, and I hate that because technically you want to sneeze because your body's telling you, I must throw something away from your body that is like bothering you or that will bother you, so you need to like sneeze to like get rid of it. And then my sneeze just goes away, and I like keep this feeling of just like my body wanted to get rid of something, but I couldn't actually get rid of it, so no. But yeah, thankfully bless you, even though I didn't end up sneezing. Started going to bed at around 10 p.m. and I used to go to sleep around 1 to 3 a.m. But it's getting tougher with Toki's time because she's usually streams like really late nowadays. After the 10 p.m. time that you usually go to bed, or that you usually started going to bed.
ビアンカ様はあの世界の冒険で狂人の運命に終止符を打ったっしょ。そしてあのバラバラになりかけた世界を救う責任を背負うことになったっしょ。ニグラスの分析結果のように、あの世界の泡の量は一つの個体として虚数の木に直接戻ることの妨げになったっしょ。その反転ラインは負のエントロピーシステムに固定される必要があるっしょ。簡単に言うと、残念ながら私たちの使命はまだ終わらないっしょ。
Curious because this is telling a lot of like the story, or like a bit of like backstory on things that were happening in the visual novel. Like for example, I don't think it was mentioned in the visual novel about the Honkai getting like thrown into that bubble universe by the previous era. And now it's actually giving us that information. So it is the previous era's fault that all of those things ended up happening in that bubble universe. Sometimes if I know she's gonna stream late, I'll stay up until the stream starts. Then after a while of being there, I'll finally decide that I should go to sleep. I've started thinking of maybe taking some sort of like naps before she starts streaming in order to be able to last the entire stream in case she goes for like the long run. And I was really surprised that on Saturday's stream, she actually went for so long. And I guess it's because she didn't mention that she woke up at like 5 p.m. So it's like she was like wide awake for the entirety of the stream, because normally she just does like the little like 2 hour or like 1 hour streams because she has to like go to sleep, which actually I doubt that she goes to sleep at that time though. I think with Toki's pups, I think that everybody on like that Discord server has a problem with is actually sleeping on time. I think everyone has problems sleeping.
大丈夫です。もともと覚悟はできていますから。すべては昔のまま。そういうことですよね。
After her puppeton, my sleep schedule was very messed up. That's actually what's messed up my sleeping schedule. Before I was sleeping at like a very nice time, and then I started watching her because I found her from like her puppeton, and I wanted to stay for the end of the puppeton, but I couldn't because my sleeping schedule was just like fixed to go to sleep early, and because I tried to like stay, and I think I stood up to like 3 a.m. and after that it just went to hell. It was absolutely screwed. Took a while to try and fix, but is it truly fixed?
ああ、そういうわけではないっしょ。え？私の仕事に変化はないけど、ビアンカ様は今その責任を他の人に分担してもらうことができるはずっしょ。
それって。
さあ、砂糖の鍵の臨時権限を使って体験してもらうっしょ。
Actually, it's pretty fun thinking that her like 1 year anniversary is coming soon. I wonder what she's gonna have in store for that. She's probably gonna commission a bunch of things, I bet. It sucks not being able to watch Toki stream as much anymore, but that's okay. I mean, if you continue screwing up your sleeping schedule, you're just gonna get scolded a lot more. The girl nodded her head. Countless streams of data suddenly began pouring into her mind. For an instant, she understood what the overseer meant when he said a consciousness so enormous that it defied common sense. But unlike what the overseer had said about the Honkai persona, this consciousness seemed to fill her mind with warmth and nostalgia. Like a birthday candle Rita lit for her on New Year's Eve. Oh. Oh! It's the thumbnail CG. Calm yourself. Resting place of the universe. Flashback. I am space-time itself. The source of the power that destroys all. My role is to obliterate all universes. I believe on May 9th it will be my 1 year with Toki as well. Really? Wait. So that means that you've been watching her since the start? Crazy. The girl felt a familiar power flowing through her body. 5 years earlier, she had used this power to cut through layered space, cutting a manifold that supported an entire continent free from the bubble universe. I've been watching her for a while. Wow. You know, that's like such a cool thing to think about. That Toki did mention that she started, and I did when she was talking about her like first stream. I actually went on like Twitch tracks to actually find if it did have like the information about her first stream to tell her that it wasn't like May 8th, May 9th that she had like her first stream. And it's crazy thinking about like that spot that she started on, playing Final Fantasy IV stream, drawing for Gil. That was literally her first like title that I saw, to like getting to like this spot in time. And she mentions all these things about being like an introvert and having this social anxiety, and I cannot like imagine watching her on the first couple of the streams, because for people like that, and it happened to me as well when I tried to like stream those Twitch screwed me up and messed with my phone. Probably the worst. Wait, so if you accidentally end up unfollowing a person, it actually resets the starting time? I didn't know that. I thought it'd keep like track in case it was like some sort of like it does. I guess they maybe never thought that somebody would like unfollow someone and then refollow them again. That's like because it'd be like a really cool thing for you to actually just like throw the also sad when it happened, for you to draw like the exclamation mark follow time and it being like a perfect 1 year on the day of her like anniversary, and then she'd be like, oh my god, Al, you've been watching me for like 1 year entirely, and thank you, and then all the things that she says, all the super nice things that she always says. Those 5 years this power had been lying dormant, not in base reality but in a strange dimension within her body. In terms of fighting capability, the girl who already possessed the Abyss Flower didn't need assistance from the Holy Blade, but as the name she now went by demonstrated, the Holy Blade Durandal had become a symbol of her life as a Valkyrie. Oh, that's pretty good. The sub that's been going on for about a year. Oh, that means it's also gonna change the moment that it hits the 1 year. It's also gonna give you the new badge if she does have a 1 year badge. That's gonna be a good day to like to sub, because it's also because you mentioned that this is like her first year like streaming as well. So it's gonna be like you're gonna be one of the only people that are gonna have like the 1 year badge. I can get one of those badges because I have the founder badge. Oh, well. Somebody has a lot of like privileges with the badges, eh? Or I guess it isn't called like privileges. Somebody has like a collection of badges. A founder's badge takes priority over the actual badge subs. I wish you could actually like move that around, because it'd be cool to have like the founder's badge and then have the whatchamacallit, the sub badge as well, like right next to it, sort of like to show off like I was here at the start and this is how long I've been going. Just look at this pretty badge. And then you can brag all about it. I'm glad that I was able to find Toki all those months ago through another streaming friend. So you were referred to her. What was it, through a raid? Or somebody mentioned her to you? That's pretty cool. Like, I still think that the whole deal of like watching somebody from the start, from like, I guess I wouldn't be called like 0 to hero, like her going from like 0 to like 100, or well, 5,000. That's just actually, I think she's about to hit 5,000 followers. It's like 1,000 off. Yeah, she. I do remember seeing her a couple of times in Toki's, and I also follow her or them. I actually don't know much of she, because she doesn't really stream much. I remember the dance where she had less than 300 followers or so. It's like it really is like speaking of Toki, yeah, it really feels like a big like privilege to be able to actually be on those days, because just like those days are not gonna repeat themselves, or those like small days of like when I started like streaming and being like there for like this that big moment in time sort of thing, just like, and being like nostalgic of the times whenever the person is like talking about, I remember like back in the day, and you being able to be just like yeah, and then you bring out like another memory, and it just becomes just like both of you just throwing out like nostalgic memories at each other kind of thing. It's like a pretty cool opportunity. I was able to become good friends with Toki after those early days. Super nice.
けどそういう技術的な話よりあの趣味消しというすごいものは一体どういうものっしょ？私も自分用にもう一つ欲しいっしょ。
あなたのデータベースにスーという全文明の英雄は記録されてますか？彼が趣味消しを私に託したんです。
This is probably where you were supposed to actually learn about his name if you didn't watch the manga or if you didn't play the Elysian Realm.
彼は数千年もかけて放射計画というプロジェクトを実行し、パラレルワールドの観測を通じて崩壊に対抗する方法を探していました。
I mean, you probably became good friends with all the people that were back in the day in her chat. Chatting and typing.
なるほどっしょ。残念ながら私のところにそういうデータはないっしょ。だけど、そんな人物が趣味消しをビアンカ様に託すということは、彼はもう答えを見つけたってことっしょ。
He did mention that he had found like an answer, and he gave an answer to Otto as well, as to how to manage to like complete his dream or something of the sort. I'm glad that I was able to borrow such an amazing community. Yeah, seriously, like as a matter of fact, I have like a very, even though I go to like other people's like stream and stuff like that, saying the hi or stuff like that, it takes like a lot out of me. It makes me like really anxious to the point of where like you know that what that's thing that's supposed to be like the fight or flight feeling of like just like that's supposedly like blood, just like that your hands start feeling like cold because like blood is being circulated to somewhere else that's more of like a priority to like your body. That's like the kind of feeling that I have like saying hi or like saying or like talking for the first time in somebody's stream. And because it felt like such a like a nice place or like such a welcoming place, I was able to actually say hi. And even on like the Discord server, when I said like good morning or good night and stuff like that, trying to like be nice to people, it's because of the same reason. It's just like you can think of it as a moment where it's just like, hey, I feel like really welcome here, and I don't feel scared to talk. Like I don't think I'm gonna feel like if I say hi for the first time or if I talk about myself or like things about like or anything in general, I don't feel like I'm gonna get mocked, teased, or anything like that. And everybody's gonna be nice about it.
そのようです。放射計画は最後にようやく唯一の答えを見つけた。と彼はそう言いました。しかし詳細は教えてもらえませんでした。彼が残した資料を主教様に渡しましたが、主教様は彼と同じく何も言ってくれませんでした。
It truly is a very nice and warm place. So much that I'm really looking forward to staying there for quite a while.
実に面白いっしょ。
何か分かったんですか、デュラ。
デュラ。
いや、何もわからないっしょ。
え？
わからないから面白いっしょ。
ああ。
そういうものっしょ。
I guess for some people it is like this.
人類に対する理解が妙にずれているだけなのでは？
Also gotta keep an eye out for like the time because I need to do something in like, what is it? At like 12:30, I need to be out because I need to get something fixed for my car, and I have like and the time that I need to go out is like at 12:30.
私はビアンカ様たちのような有機生命体じゃないっしょ。ズレがあって普通っしょ。ズレこそがアイデンティティっしょ。
I mean, what's nice about that place as well is that like all the moderators and all the people that I've seen there are also like really nice. You, Cinna is nice. Sadbox is nice. Cedar is a nice person. JP is also a nice person. Lumi is also like a very nice person from what it seems. I also like his work. Like he has mentioned that he does like volunteering and stuff like that. It's just like it's like pretty good. What else? Who else can I think of? Oh, pretty much everyone. Pretty much everyone. Or at the very least, I can say that for like the big chatters, the people that are most of the time on like the screen that I've seen. The people that she talks to are also like really nice. None of them are like sort of like evil people or stuff like that. Toki did mention that some of the mutuals, one of the mutuals that she had gone into like some drama, but it's just like you those are like let's not think about that for now. It's like you never know what people can do. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll become a true villain.
おや、
何かあったんですか？
リアルタイム計算に警告があったっしょ。世界の泡と虚数の木の接続は5分後にカオス現象のせいで予測不能になるっしょ。
ほう。
反応の余裕を空けておくために、私は3分以内にプログラムを自動モードから手動モードに戻さないといけないっしょ。
つまり今回の再開はそろそろ終わりということですね。
I guess I've been a long time in this like CG because the CG is already starting to like screw up.
そう、まだまだ話したいことがたくさんあるっしょ。天命カップとネゲントロピー杯の優勝者を知りたいっしょ。
そんなものが気になるんですか？サッカーなんて全然興味がないでしょ。
だから何っしょビアンカ様から崩壊と無関係な話を聞くなんて、怠けるのが好きな私にとって最高に嬉しいことっしょ。
To be fair, hearing people gush about the things that they're like is like one of the greatest joy for me as well. It's like it's so much fun seeing somebody gush about things.
ええ、わかりました。その、ありがとう。
Oops.
ビアンカ様が照れてるっしょ。かわいいっしょ。さあ、本当に時間はないっしょ。これからの道はまだまだ危険かもしれないっしょ。でも私はあの見知らぬ先行者が確かに唯一の答えを見つけてくれたと信じてるっしょ。
Ah, we can only hope that that's actually it, and that giving Otto the answer was actually the right choice. I believe so. I believe in that man.
そして自分たちの可能性を信じ、時間に全てを証明してもらうっしょ。ではまた。私の体を任せたっしょ。信号が消えたわ。
きっとまた会える。そうでしょ？
ポジティブなのはいいことさ。まあ、全文明の人たちはみんな怖いってなんとなく思ってるけど。
You forgot what you were gonna say. I thought that happened to you as well, like the other day. Happens to me a lot too.
そういえば、スー博士も最初は彼の世界の泡にずっと閉じ込めてやるって私を脅していましたね。
I'm really forgetful. Like, I don't know if you're also this kind of person that usually forgets things that they literally have in their hand. Like when you're looking for the remote control. Well, now, not many people use the remote controller. When you have like, you're looking for like the phone and you're like looking for it everywhere and it's in your hand. There are also times where I'm looking for my glasses. Oh, this is the thing that happens a lot. I swear it happens to everyone that uses glasses. When you actually, let's say that you're gonna go take a bath, you have to take off your glasses, and when you're just getting prepared and stuff like that, and you're about to like go in, you go to like fix your glasses, and you just like tap yourself in the forehead instead because you don't have them on anymore. I've done it with my phone. Yeah, it happens so much. I'm sure that's such a common thing with a lot of people.
それは虚勢を張っただけだと思うけどな。彼みたいな人は短時間であんたに対する考えを変えたりしなさそうだし。
He did mention this. He wasn't really gonna do anything bad to her.
じゃあニグラス、あなたの言ってたなんとなく思うというのは。
And I'm quite clumsy and always getting hurt. You sure as heck are. Ow. You sure as heck are.
私もうまく言えないさ。
はい？
仕方ないよ。一種の勘ってやつだから。でも、何も言わないよりはマシだろ。
But if we try to look at it positively, let's say that you drive in chaos. Although the chaos sometimes takes over your life a bit and you get hurt.
ありがとうございます。
I've questioned my existence because I've had those close calls in life. Wow. Al, I swear, you probably have had quite the colorful life then, if you had like a lot of like experiences. Sort of like those. Maybe that's why you're such a nice person with the flowers. Could be.
ですが、本当に避けて通れない運命に遭遇したとしても、私は逃げたりしないと思います。
Mm.
少なくとも、今の私は、自分の責任を他の誰かに託す手段を得ましたから。
ちょっと、その言い方、縁起悪いわよ。そういうことに関しては、セシリア様と同じにならなくてもいいんだからね。
Oh, this song really isn't fair. Why do they have to use it twice? Twice in the same chapter.
私、その政権はいらないから、ちゃんと自分で保管しなさい。変な考えも起こさないようにね。
I try to be as nice and caring as I can because I know how hate and all those negative things can happen. Al, I can so understand that. I also like to think of living my life by using one of those things that has been said a lot, which is if I remember correctly, it's treat others as how you wish to be treated yourself, kind of thing. Which is often said to bad people. It's just if you treat other people badly, you're gonna be treated badly by some other people as well. But I like to think of it as in a positive light. If you treat somebody nicely, then someone surely will return those niceties to you at one point in time. And also because there's really no reason to be mean at people. Oftentimes when I go into other stream, I try to being super nice. There's also this thing with streaming. Before this, I watched a lot of Japanese VTubers, and the thing about Japanese VTubers is that they have quite a different sort of culture in terms of streaming, where chatting between chatters or mentioning or adding somebody else on chat isn't really a thing. It's actually a rule that most of them have, where it's just the focus of the stream is 100% of the streamer, which is one of those things that I have gotten quite a difficult time in getting used to on the difference from a JP streamer and an English streamer. But I always try to focus on saying nice things to the streamer because I mean it feels nice. It 100% feels nice for somebody to just be nice to you. So it's such a small thing and it does so much. And yet when people are mean, it's just such a, it's I can't understand. Especially because I was a kid at one point. I was a teenager where I was mean at people. I can get never back hitting on someone without a good reason. Even then, I'm not on just starting to hate someone. Yeah. And even then, I can't get myself to hate someone for a long period of time. People that have done bad things to me in my life, it's literally just a couple of days go by, maybe even on the same day, and I'm suddenly just and it's gone. I don't feel that sort of hate. Maybe when I get those memories in the darkness of the night where you just you get those cringe memories. Maybe then it's when I get that feeling. It's just that person, that was a really bad time. But then I completely forget about it, and the new day starts after I fall asleep.
いえ、そういう意味ではなく。
But yeah, being mean just takes so much effort and it gives nothing good to nobody. So I stopped being mean. One of the things I remember is hating on easy mode. Every time I was one of those people that were just why does this game have an easy mode? Can you really not play the game and stuff like that? But then as I watched more people, more streamers, as I grew up, as I matured, my way of thinking, I found maybe not everybody is going to have just sort of proficiency with playing video games. Maybe there are people that have some sort of problem in their life, be it some sort of illness that is going to make it more difficult for them to play the game. And or maybe there's even old people that have a tough time just getting used to gaming and stuff like that, but they do love games and they sometimes need this easy mode in order to be able to play it. And not everybody has to be some sort of hardcore gamer. Just it's about everybody having fun, and that can be put into everything else, where it's just about everybody being nice to each other and just everybody having fun together, especially on streaming. Everybody wants to have fun with each other in chat.
すみません。心配をかけました。先輩。
I swear it's the fault of this song that that it's making me so like emotional. And talking about all these things and just like gushing out about them.
私も悪かったから謝らないで。バルキリーとしてあなたはとうに私とニグラスを超えてるし、私はあなたの判断を信じるべきだった。
This song is really gonna be one of those things that are just gonna become sort of like trauma, but instead of like being about trauma, it's like a good trauma, something like really sad that happened, and it's like it keeps making me want to like tear up. Chapter 25, man. Ugh.
とにかく互いの気持ちが伝わればいいんだろ。ビアンカはキラの心配を理解できたし、キラもビアンカがちゃんとわきまえてるって分かったんだ。互いに謝るとかそういう煩わしい礼儀を私たちシュガーズは推奨しないんだ。
それもそうね。とにかく機
Ah.
会があったらいつでも協力するからね、ビアンカ。
はい。その時は遠慮しませんから。
We will say goodbye to Shigure Kira for now, but she'll return one day. Not because I already know that she becomes playable. Yeah.
あれ？
さて、世界の泡に関する使命は次の段階に入りましたし、私たちにはそれぞれ果たさないといけない使命がたくさんあります。二人とも今回の実験は無事クリアできましたし、そろそろ前回のようにゲニウスを起動しないといけませんね。
急すぎないか？少し座って一緒にお菓子を食べようよ。
ビアンカはそういう人よ。任務以外で彼女はプライベートの時間をめったに作らないの。
And also, she doesn't hurry up. She's gonna get forcibly pulled out by Otto and Nagamitsu.
互いの気持ちを理解すれば煩わしい礼儀は必要ない。むしろそれはビアンカのスタイルよ。
ご理解ありがとうございます、先輩。ではまた。
今度はチョコパフェをおごってね。
Now I'm getting hungry.
それだけでは足りないだろう。あ、そうだ。一緒にカラオケに行くのはどうだ？
Ah, karaoke. Al, by any chance, are you gonna join Toki's karaoke? I hope you do.
それはやめておくわ。私ちゃんとわきまえてるもの。
Ah, right, she can't sing. She's tone deaf. I completely forgot about that.
彼女の信号が完全にこの空間から消えたな。
I think it's happening next week. I think so. Yeah, I think it is next week. I'm looking forward to it.
彼女の独特のテンプに隠された例の推論をやっぱり口にはしなかったな。
Never joined
本
them,
当に再会できるかどうか、私には確信がないんだけど。
even though they were happening. Are you not a fan of singing yourself?
仕方ないわ。タイミングがなかったもの。それに
I'm a very big fan of like singing, especially those like shower singings. So I probably end up joining. The only thing is that I'm pretty scared about singing proficiency. That's like the biggest thing. I'll sing on my own, but I could never do it in front of exactly that. I also like sing on my own every single time, be it in the shower, be it at home, whenever I'm on the car. I like put like a bunch of like music, but I do have this. I've never sung in front of like people, so I have never had anybody tell me, "Oh, you're good, you're bad." Even people that might be mean. It's just like somebody telling you that you're bad could actually mean that you have well, you're just not very proficient at like singing. And at the very least, I would love to actually know that, because then I can try to like work better on it. You mean instead of taking it as somebody being mean than me, I can take it as criticism and start working on it to just get get better at singing. But I don't know. So it's like it's tough. It's like scary. And I also asked Cedar, and apparently there's some very proficient people in singing that I mean, there's a chance that they could join, like Kitty and she. The both of them are really, really good at singing.
彼女はある面においてセシリア様とは決定的な違いがあると思うの。彼女の本当の力は私たちの手助けがなくても ちゃんと覚醒できるはずだから。
So that thinking and joining and just being like, oh, it's like so many people are so good at singing, and I'm just like here like a little boy that doesn't really know. I'm quite scared of joining VCs most of the time. I also get that. I mean, it's been a couple of times that they've actually been like people going into the VC. Like sometimes Lumi, actually it was 2 times that Lumi just went and just like did some of like his farming, and I joined in, and probably the only reason that I was able to join in was because he was muted, and I was just like looking at him farming watermelons at like a max 7 speed. And doing well with lots of people in one place because my brain will get overwhelmed and overly stimulated. Understandable.
未来の旅にたとえ妨げがあったとしても、彼女とリタなら今までのように無事に乗り越えられるはずよ。ええ、きっと問題はないわ。
Now, the good thing is that because there's quite a time before that, there's always a chance that you might, who knows, that you might join, even if it's just to like listen. We must never say never, because there will always be a chance for like everything. And I gotta say, perfect timing. There's only one stage left with a movie at the end. Scary. Movies at the end are always scary. And apparently I still have like some sort of like documents that I need to like read as well. But I need to get my car fixed, and I also need to change my clothes and prepare myself for like everything that I need to do. So I'm gonna leave it here for today. Tomorrow I'm thinking of starting early, finishing this chapter and going straight into chapter 26. 07 all 07. Thanks for hanging by. Strom over on YouTube, also thanks for like hanging by. I'm gonna be heading out. I don't really have like a hang of like a rating or anything of the sort, so maybe we won't do it. Let me see if there's anyone that would be nice to like raid. Actually, no, it's just you, Al. It's pretty much just you. So maybe if anything, do me a favor. Poppies is streaming, and I don't know if you already sent some flowers at her, but if you haven't, go ahead and give her some flowers. And even if you have already give her some flowers, give her some flowers from me, but don't tell her it was me. Just say that it's you doing a second round of flowers, okay? Let's keep it like that. Let's keep it a small secret, okay? Because I'm really shy, and and I haven't really talked in her chat or like anything, so it's like I feel kind of bad for it. And I just noticed that if I do this with like my phone, it doesn't actually end up tracking my face. Well, today I learned. Anyways. Disappear into the night, lost shadows left behind. Indeed, Strom. Thank you for hanging by, and bye bye. Have a good night's sleep, Strom. Because I know that it's really really late, and you have a nice day, Al. And thanks for like sending flowers to puppies. Remember, no saying that it was me. It's a secret between you and me. Bye bye.